Good morning to you all. I hope you have gone through chapter 1 to 3 of our story, Tom Sawyer. Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Do you remember the story up to now? 1, 2, 3. First one, whitewashing a fence. Second one, not that important. Much incident not there. Tom was coming to school. On the way he met, Huckleberry Finn. Chapter name, Tom and Huck. On the way he met Huckleberry Finn and he was late, and he came to class and there was a new girl and he fell in love with her at first sight. You remember all those things, is it not so? And he played a trick to sit very near to her and it was granted. Okay, so he became a good friend of Becky Thatcher. Third one, the graveyard. A murder takes place and they were the witnesses, the children. Yes, that is the most important of, first part of our story, the graveyard. Yes, chapter 4, Jackson's Island. Yes, take the textbook please, page number 107. The next day, everybody knew about poor Dr. Robinson. All came to know what happened to our Robinson. The sheriff found Muff Potter's knife near the body of the doctor. Sheriff means someone like our sub-inspector of police. Knife, blood-stained knife near the dead body. That is the most important evidence. Knife by which the murder was done. Okay, he put Muff in St. Peter's small jail. Our Muff Potter was jailed. Tom and Huck looked at each other. They did not know what to do. What can be done? They were afraid of Injun Joe, the villain. We saw Injun Joe kill the doctor, said Tom. Actually, we saw him kill Dr. Robinson. Muff didn't kill him, poor Muff. He was drunk. He could not remember what happened. On the previous day itself, he was drunk and he was feeling that hangover of that drunken state. So he did not know what to do. I know, said Huck. I know. But we mustn't say anything. We cannot say because we are afraid of Injun Joy. Remember, Injun Joy is dangerous. Yes, that is a problem. He is very dangerous. So we are afraid of him. I am sorry for Muff Potter too. I am sorry for innocent Muff Potter. The two boys were afraid. We must keep this secret. It is very difficult for children to keep secret. Is it not so? Yes. Said Tom sadly. Tom could not forget. He couldn't forget what he saw. At night he had bad dreams about Injun Joy. At night, see, he had bad dreams about Injun Joy. He was afraid, that's what. It was there in his subconscious mind, what happened during the day. And what he saw there, you see, in the graveyard. And Injun Joy and Muff Potter, he kept terrible secret. The terrible secret, but he was very unhappy. He was trying to keep the secret as it is without revealing to anyone, but he was quite unhappy. Aunt Polly was worried about him. He seemed to be quite unhappy, not feeling okay. So Aunt Polly was quite worried about him. She gave him a lot of different medicines. Whatever she thought, first aid like that. Okay, now. So whatever medicine she had with her, she gave him. But Tom did not feel better. He was unhappy at school too. At school also he was quite unhappy. Becky Thatcher didn't talk to him anymore as he was quite sad and lonely. A girl, small girl, no school girl. So she did not mind him and she did not speak to him. That worried him more. No one loves me. Very often you too will feel like that when other students, other friends are not talking to you. They may not have any special intention, but you feel like that. When you are feeling sad, you feel the entire things going against you. Is it not so? Because of your mindset. If your mind is pleasant, you smile at everyone, everyone smiles at you. Is it not so? And you feel happy. When you are sad, you won't mind others, others won't mind you. You feel sad and you feel that others are discarding you, disregarding you. That is what? Okay, no one loves me. You see? He felt that nobody is loving me. What shall I do? I am isolated by everybody else. I am isolated by. You feel sometimes like that. Is it not so? Isolated. It's very difficult to survive that period. Isolation. Yes, thought Tom, what a terrible life. He felt, what a life is this? I am isolated. I am alone. Nobody is with me. Nobody loves me. He felt like that. Nobody loves me above all. It was now summer and there was no more school. Summer holidays have started and there was no more school. Tom and his friend Joy Harper went to the Mississippi River. They went to the Mississippi River. They fished, talked and looked at the boats. They fished, talked and looked at the boats. One day Tom said, let us go do something exciting. Let us go and do something exciting. Okay, said Joy Harper. But where can we go and what can we do? Where can we go and what can we do? Let us run away. Children would think quite differently. Adventurous things would come to their mind. Let us run away and do something adventurous. We can go and live on Jackson's Island. There is an island nearby, Jackson's Island. We can go and live there alone. Small children now, they would think they will have some wild thoughts. Yes, we can be a pirate. Who are pirates? Sea robbers. They would hide somewhere. Suddenly they would come and attack a ship. They would snatch all the valuable things from the passengers and they would again go back to their same place. So whatever valuable things, money, gold, all will be taken by force because they will have some weapons with them. Pirates, sea robbers. Okay, a pirate's life is exciting. So children might have read in some stories about pirates and them attacking the people. Defeating them, you see, and confiscating all the things, all the valuable things of the ship. A pirate's life is exciting. So they felt that the life of pirate is exciting, said Tom. Jackson's Island was small island. It was a small island in the Mississippi River. Yes, where was it? Mississippi River. It was about 3 miles south of St. Petersburg. 3 miles south of St. Petersburg. No one lived on the island. Nobody lived there on the island. Huckleberry Finn can come with us too. We can take a good friend of ours, Huckleberry Finn, said Tom. Remember, Joy, don't tell your mother, father or anyone about our adventure. Don't tell the grown-up people, mother, father or anybody, any grown-up members of the family, don't tell anyone. We are going to be adventurous. So doing something adventurous. We are going to do some adventurous activities. Go home and bring some food. Yes, go home and bring some food. We will meet here at night. Best time to do adventurous things is night. Tom and Joy were excited going in the night, during the night and doing something adventurous. At midnight, the 3 boys met on the river. During the midnight, they met on the river. Tom brought meat to eat. Meat. Okay. Joy brought some bread and Huck brought a frying pan. They are well prepared. Frying pan to prepare something hot. They found a small raft. Raft is a small kind of boat. A kind of small boat. And they went down the river to Jackson's Island. When they arrived on the island, they made a fire and cooked some meat. They made some fire and cooked some meat. Mamsam. This is fun, said Joy. We are free and we can do everything we want, said Tom. Ah, quite nice. We can do whatever we want. What do pirates do? Asked Huck. We can do whatever you want. We don't need to go to school. We need not obey our parents. We can play full time. How much ever time we want to spend, we can spend on the seashore or on the riverside, riverbed, whatever, wherever. We can do whatever we like. No control by the parents. They go on ships and take money. Pirates, they go on ships and take money from the passengers. And then they go to an island and hide it in safe place. Yes, then they would come to an island, they hide it in a safe place. Said Tom. The three boys were happy and slept under the stars. Open sky. Under the stars they slept nicely with no disturbance from the parents or the elders. The next morning they went swimming in the river. On the following morning they went swimming in the river. Then they went fishing. Swimming, fishing, whatever they like they can do. They cooked the fish on fire and ate it. They prepared some fish by cooking, okay, and ate it. It was delicious. They felt it was delicious because they themselves prepared it. That's why. After breakfast, they walked around the island and went swimming again. They liked it. Much control was there for swimming and playing. Now, no control at all. In the afternoon, they sat around the fire and ate some meat. In the afternoon again, they ate some meat, sat around the fire. Suddenly, Tom said, "Can you hear a strange noise? Some noise strange. Listen, hark. What's it?" asked Joey. "Let us go and see," said Huck. They ran to the river. They saw a steamboat and lot of small boats. One big steamboat and a good number of small boats. "Every boat from St. Petersburg is out on the river," said Joey. Not one or two, several boats are there from St. Petersburg. Yes, on the river. What's happening? What's going on? They are looking for a dead body. Huck understood what really is going on. They are in search of a dead body. The same thing happened last summer when Bill Turner fell into the river and drowned. The same thing happened last year when one Mr. Bill Turner fell into the river and drowned, went down and dead. After the death, dead body should be found. So they were in search of the dead body. Yes, who are they looking for this time? Now, who are they looking for? Last time it was Bill Turner. Asked Joey. Tom thought for a moment and said, "I know. It is us. They are in search of our dead bodies because we are found missing, absconding, missing. They think we are drowned." Yes, they think that we are drowned. The three boys felt like heroes and laughed. All the people in the neighborhood are in search of the three boys and they are quite alive. Yes, they are quite happy and enjoying. They felt like heroes. They have become heroes because all people are talking about them. When someone is dead, people began telling all the good things. They will forget about the bad things. Is it not so? So now they have become heroes in front of their neighbors. The people of St. Petersburg are looking for us. They are talking about us. We are famous. In that way, we have become famous, said Tom happily. This was an exciting adventure for Tom, Huck and Joey. They felt like real pirates on Jackson Island. Just by hiding, they have become heroes, just like pirates. The boats and the steamboat went away. After searching for some time, the steamboat and other boats went away, unable to find any trace of the missing boys. The boys went fishing again and had fish for dinner. Then they slept under the stars. Yes, open sky under the stars. But Tom could not sleep. Tom could not sleep. The next morning he wasn't there. "Where is Tom?" asked Joey. "I don't know," said Huck. After a few minutes, Huck said, "Looks like Tom went swimming in the river." Tom was not found. Then Huck said he might have gone for swimming. "He is coming to the island." Tom told them his story. Last night I couldn't sleep. I thought about Aunt Polly. In the night I thought about my auntie. So I went home, but no one saw me. I wanted to see her. You see, I could not stay away from her for so long. I want to see her once again. I went, hiding without being noticed by others. I saw Aunt Polly and your brother Joy. Poor Aunt Polly was crying a lot. After all, she loves me. She was crying a lot. And your mother was very sad too. Everyone thinks we are dead. Everybody thinks that we are dead. I heard some interesting things. What do you hear? Asked Huck. I heard some interesting things. Well, there will be a funeral for us, funeral ceremony. When someone is dead, the body will be either buried or old people cremated. Some ceremony function would be there. Yes, they are planning some programs, some ceremony, funeral ceremony for the missing boys, to do some ceremonies, functions and so on for Atma, for a spirit or soul. Okay, on Sunday at the church, yes, they really believed that the boys might have been drowned in the river. And of course, they have wanted to do some functions and ceremonies, and they have planned it where? On Sunday at the church. Said Tom. Huck and Joy looked at him with big eyes. And now I have a great idea. Now I have a good idea. Listen. Tom told Huck and Joy his great idea. They liked it and laughed. Yes, he had a good new idea. And other children, Huck and Joy liked it and they enjoyed themselves by laughing. Sunday was the day of the funeral. They are planning the funeral. They are arranging it. There were no happy faces in St. Petersburg. Everybody was sad. 3 children, you see, drowned in the river. Yes, gone forever. Everyone in the village was in the small church. Everybody came to attend the funeral ceremony of Huck, Tom and Joy Harper. Aunt Polly, Sid and Mary and Joy Harper's family were all dressed in black. Mourning, mourning. Okay, now, expressing sorrow when somebody is dead, they will wear black dresses. The Reverend, means the priest, the Reverend said many words about 3 boys, kind words. Many kind words were spoken. They were good children, hardworking, etc., etc. All good things will be told. Unheard things also will be told sometimes, because they are dead and gone. The boys' families cried and cried. After all, the family, they cried and cried. Becky Thatcher also cried. She also cried that Tom is dead. Everyone cried a lot. There was great silence for a moment. Great silence, complete silence, pin drop silence. Then Aunt Polly, Mary and Joy's mother ran to the boys. They kissed Tom and Joy. In that silence, they ran. All the 3 boys came when the funeral function was going on. People were surprised, shocked. They thought the children were dead. And they came alive. What a shock. Pleasant surprise. Is it not so? Surprise but so happy. Pleasant. Aunt Polly cried and then laughed. First was cried, then she began laughing. Poor Huck did not know what to do. There was no family members for him to cry. Father is there, he is a drunkard, he won't care about Huck at all. Nobody to shed some tears, for him. No one kissed him. Other 2 boys were embraced, kissed, and they were so happy. Reunion. But nobody was there to speak some few words to Huck. He started to move away, but Tom stopped him. He began moving away from the others, and Tom suddenly saw that Huck is going away. Aunt Polly, it is not right. No. Someone must be happy to see Huck. Yes, there must be someone to see him coming back. Life is like that. If nobody is there to take care of you, nobody is there to think about you, you feel that your life is meaningless. Is it not so? Yes, you are related to many. The relation gives meaning to life. You are related to many. Your family, your neighbors, your friends, your neighborhood, even your country. Yes, they all think about you. You speak with them. You are related with them. The relation gives some meaning to your life. If nobody is there, life becomes meaningless. Yes. You are right, Tom. Tom, you are right. Aunt Polly cried, Aunt Polly, and she kissed Huck. Tom was very proud of his great idea. Tom felt proud that he made this idea to come suddenly to make a pleasant surprise. Then the priest said, let us sing and be happy. Let us be happy. I mean, because the children have come back, the reunion has taken place, let us be happy. Everyone sang and laughed. It was a very happy day. As the children enjoyed, everybody was happy. It was a very good day. That is chapter 4, and we are coming to chapter 5, a small chapter. Let us finish that also. Some weeks later, chapter 5, the trial. Trial in a court of law. Some weeks later, it was time for Muff Potter's trial. It was time for the trial of Muff Potter. Everyone in the village talked about it. Trial going to take place. I mean, proofs and evidence, everything was against him. So most probably he is going to be punished. Yes. Tom and Huck were worried. They know the truth that our Muff Potter was innocent, but there was no proof to prove it. Huck did not tell anyone about that. I mean, Huck, did you tell anyone about that? Asked Tom. Did you tell anyone about that? Asked Tom. About what? Answered Huck. You know what? Said Tom. You know what really happened. Oh, of course not, said Huck. Poor old Muff, I am very sorry for him. I am very sorry for our Muff Potter. People say he is a killer. People say he is a killer. But it's not true. Not true. And they will hang him. As all the proofs and evidence are against him, I mean, Muff Potter may be hanged to death. Yes, said Tom, I am sorry for Muff, but we can't tell anyone about Injun Joy. Yes, the children are really afraid of Injun Joy. We can't speak anyone about Injun Joy, that he is the murderer. Yes, said Huck, poor Muff is a kind man. I know, he's a kind man. Once he gave me half a fish. Once upon a time, he gave me half a fish. And once he helped me with my kite. When I was flying a kite, some repair was required, he helped me. Said Tom, I want to help him. I really want to help him. Let us go to the jail and, take him something to eat. Let us give him something to eat. Let us go to the jail. Let us visit the jail. Said Huck. They went to a small jail and saw Muff Potter. The children went to the jail and they saw Muff Potter. He was happy to see them. Yes, nobody was coming there to visit him, to meet him. And he was happy the children came to meet him. No one remembers old Muff anymore. The people have forgotten me. Nobody remembers about old Muff. But you are my friends and you remember me. You remember me, you are my friends. That's why you came. Thank you, boys, said Muff, smiling. Thank you, boys. Now Tom felt terrible. He felt so sad, so sorry. He was worried about the trial, how it would go on. He could not sleep at night. He could not sleep at night. Yes, because actually he was not feeling well. The first, chapter 4 also we found he was not feeling well. Our auntie bringing some medicines, etc. Actually, in such cases, your mind will be agitated. Physical health and mental health both are interconnected. Yes. So, everyone in the village went to Muff Potter's trial. He was not feeling well and people went to Muff Potter's trial. Muff looked old, tired and unhappy. He knew that his fate is already determined because all the proofs and evidences were against him. He was quite unhappy. Injun Joy was the trial too. As there was no proof against him, he also came to the trial. Otherwise, he would not have come. Luckily enough, as there was no proof against Injun Joy, he came to attend the trial. Otherwise, he would be doubted. why he had not come, because all people are coming. So he also came. During the trial, there were many questions and answers. Many questions were asked by the advocates, okay, supporting and opposing, okay, defense counsel and prosecution counsel, advocate. All the answers were against old Muff. No proof to support him. Everything was against him. Then the lawyer said, call Tom Sawyer. Thomas Sawyer. Suddenly the advocate said, call Tom Sawyer. Everyone was surprised. And look at Tom. Why Tom is being called? Why did the lawyer call Tom Sawyer? Tom Sawyer, where were you on the June at midnight? The advocate asked him. Hello Tom, where were you on that particular night when Dr. Robinson was murdered? Tom looked quickly at Injun Joy. Suddenly he felt frightened and looked at Injun Joy. He waited for a few moments and then said, I was in the graveyard. Yes, on that particular night, I was in the graveyard. Were you near Horace Williams' grave? Did you go near to Horace Williams' grave, where the murder had taken place? Asked the lawyer. Yes, sir, said Tom. Why were you there? Why did you go there? Asked the lawyer. I went there to see the ghost. I went there to see the ghost with a dead cat. Do you remember the story? Yes, they believed that dead cat can call all the ghosts or a ghost from its tomb, burial place. A dead cat, everyone laughed. They can understand that small children will believe many strange and wonderful stories heard from some books also. They would believe everything as true. I want to meet a ghost with a dead cat. Everyone laughed. What did you see in the graveyard? What do you see in the graveyard? Tell us what happened. Narrate us in detail. Tell us everything. What happened there? Said the lawyer. Tom told his story. Tom narrated whatever happened there. Dr. Robinson coming there with the two criminals. And there was a quarrel, and Injun Joy killed Dr. Robinson, and the knife was placed in the hand of Muff Potter, who was drunk, who fell down. Okay, you may remember the story. His story, and the people of St. Petersburg listened to him. People listened because children would not say lies. They are innocent. So the court can simply believe them. Okay. And then Muff Potter fell to the ground, and Injun Joy took Muff's knife and murdered him, Dr. Robinson. Tom suddenly heard a very loud noise. Injun Joy jumped out of the window and disappeared. He understood that he is caught red-handed. He would be arrested, put in prison, he will be punished, everything against him. He jumped through a window and escaped from that courtroom. Yes, Tom suddenly heard a loud noise. Injun Joy jumped out of the window and disappeared. Tom became a hero of St. Petersburg. In that way, Tom became a hero of St. Petersburg. He saved Muff Potter's life because he was able to save Muff Potter's life. Tom's days were happy. Yes, story goes on. So he became a hero of St. Petersburg. Okay, Tom's days were happy, but his nights were not. At night he had terrible dreams about Injun Joy. During the night he would see many dreams. Horrible and terrible dreams he saw during the night. The days passed and no one could find Injun Joy. Yes. So once just a few minutes before I mentioned that when your mind is not okay, your body also will not be okay. The greatest of all murder stories, Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, Russian writer. Okay, in that it is very clearly explained. So actually, an innocent boy out of necessity, circumstance for money, he murdered an old lady. And after the murder, he got some illness. Because his mind is not okay. So his body also will not be okay. So in that it is very clearly proved with some evidence, etc. Part of story, of course, that our mind's condition and body's condition is interrelated. Here in a small way, okay, as he saw or witnessed the murder of our Dr. Robinson, Tom was not feeling well. He was not okay at school, at home he was not at all okay, and our auntie giving some medicines, but nothing could cure him. He got terrible dreams during the night and he was quite unhappy. Yes, okay. So, but his nights were not. At night he had terrible dreams about Indian joy. He saw terrible and horrible dreams about Indian joy. The days passed and no one could find Indian joy. The days passed by several, but nobody could find Indian joy. There ends our chapter 5, and we are coming to chapter 6 in the next video. Once again, see the video. When you see the video, you must have a textbook with you and look at the chapter line by line. Then you will clearly understood. You will clearly understand. It will be understood very clearly. Okay. If any doubts still remaining, let me know it. I will clarify. Thank you.